Hello guys and welcome back to another amazing video with Software for Noobs. I am your host, Software for Noobs, and I'm here today to teach you the basics of the tools that you're going to be using in InDesign. Now, if you're like me, you see like one, two, three, four. There's just so many tools to go over. Fear not, fear not. I'm here to tell you just the basics of the simple tools that you're going to need. You actually only need like about 9 of these tools. The rest of these tools are for more advanced things that we can do later on. I'm going to show you as we go through the video series. But for now, let's just keep it to the basics. So the first two basic tools that you're always going to be using is direct selection and the selection tool. So the selection tool selects one certain item that you're going to be moving around in your project. The direct selection tool selects just one point. So when I say one point, I mean, take example this line right here. Okay. And then we draw another line, parallel, or something like it. So then we're going to close it like that. So the direct selection tool is going to just select what you have hovered. As you can see, it selects that tool. Now say if you go to the selection tool, you select the entire thing, it will move the entire thing because it's not direct selection. All right. So now let's just move on to the next parts. The text or type tool and the line tool. As you saw, the most basic thing that I did was drawing a line. So if you're like me, you really struggle with drawing straight lines. The good thing about InDesign is you get a straight line every time. Look at that. A beautiful, amazing flat surface. And that's what you want in InDesign. Now let's say, for example, we want to add a text box. So let's say we could also adjust the points. So we can make it taller, we can make it bigger, we can even change the color right here. Let's make it 20. So I'm going to put, nope, that is not what we wanted to do. That was the thickness of the stroke, so we want it to, gotta promote the channel. So right here, this is the basic tools that we're going to be using for typing on a surface. So like I said a few minutes ago, we're going to use the direct and the selection tool when we're trying to move items and put them in the right spot. So say, for example, we don't want to move the text box, but we want to get rid of this line right here. We were going to be using the direct selection tool. The direct selection tool lets us move just the line. See, just the line. Now say we wanted to move both of them. Again, hover the entire thing with the selection tool, click in the middle or anywhere around it, boom, moves the whole entire thing. So like I said, again, this is just the basics that we're going to be learning, the line tool, the text tool. Okay, now say if you're getting a little bit more creative, like you're like, oh, I don't want to make some boring lines. All right, well, this is the next part, which is the pen tool. Now, the thing about InDesign's always going to act on a point system. So you can't theoretically continuously draw with a pen on InDesign, but you can make curves. As you saw, I made some curves. But the thing about InDesign is that you have to use different. Now say you don't want to do any of this. Now that you learned the basics of the pen tool. Great. Now we can move on to more advanced tools such as rectangle, and this will save a bunch of time for the people that don't want to keep making lines and like spending hours just trying to get that perfect triangle. Even though InDesign does offer those helpful lines, that's why these black and white letters are for. It's going to help you later on get precise measurements. As you're going to see in the later on projects, you're going to need precise measurements, so the perfect lines and text are going to be everywhere where we need them to be. Of course, you can also add guidelines, such as I did right there. If you wanted to add a horizontal guideline, you would drag it down. So basically the opposite. So like say we wanted to delete this because we didn't like the way this rectangle looked. We're like, oh, this doesn't look perfect. You can delete this, but notice you could stay with the guidelines right here. So the guidelines could be used again to either use it as a center. And the cool thing about this is uh, every option that has the little drop down box gonna have more options. So say we wanted to make a center circle in this little part right here. So we can click on here in the middle, drag it out. We could add another one like so, use a direct selection tool, and add it right there. So now it's kind of like a reflection type deal right here that you. So what if you're not a circle type of person? You're like, oh, I don't like my edges to be circular. I want my edges to be straight and 90-degree angles. Well, you can also make rectangles and rectangles, squares, whatever you like. Um, Saves you a bunch of time. Like I said, if you want to just move this, direct selection. You want to move the whole thing, the selection tool, because if you use just a direct selection, it's going to move just one part of it, and there you go, you have a rhombus. But again, like I said, you have more options. If you want to make a polygon, you can, and there you go, you have a hexagon. um Say you wanted to move just the circle and the hexagon, again, select this, select these two, and just move it around. Select the middle, and yep, now you can move it as one unit. If you just want to move the circle, you just select the circle, again, right in the middle, and boom, you can move the circle. Uh, so I think we are done for today. I I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Again, we were just gonna go over the simple tools. In the next few videos, we're gonna go a little bit more in depth as changing color, stroke, even the software for noobs. You can dictate how you want the text to look. You could have it outlined. You could do a bunch of other things that we're gonna be going over. Once again, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. It just really helps me know that you are enjoying the content, and it helps me bring you more content in the future. Till next time, this is Software for Noobs. Have a great day.